Hi there, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 3 of Raise the Holte, our bid to just rule the world with Aston Villa, basically. And since last episode, you can see the reign of green has continued. It's just been a phenomenal start. The defence has really tightened up. I know that's going to end this episode, and we'll get to why in just a second. But since last episode, we had that good win against Sheffield United, and of course progressed in the Carabao Cup against Fulham. 3 games, 3 clean sheets, and 8 goals. We started against Blackburn away from home. You can see it was 3 goals. It was a strong performance, a deserved win. Scott Hogan, he was asking me for football, so I gave him a game, and he did a good job, to be fair to him. And Yannick Bolasie with a double. Then we played Rotherham at home. Now, we dominated this game. We did struggle a little bit to create chances, but Scott Hogan again making the most of his opportunity and popping up with the winner. And then we played Sheffield Wednesday. Now, we struggled in this game. We struggled all through the first half. We got the opening goal from El Ghazi, and then you can see the last 15 minutes, I don't know what happened. We absolutely exploded. And it was Marin, Abraham, and Mile Jedinak with an absolute worldie in the 97th minute to cap it off for us. It was just a phenomenal last 15 minutes. And that strike from Jedinak, wait for goals in a month after the second game against Bristol City. Check that out, because Jedinak is a little bit special. So this episode is going to be Manchester City in the Carabao Cup third round. Clean sheets will go out the window. We're going to get a testing. Let's say we're going to get a thorough testing. Then we play Bristol City in the league. If you have a look at the league table, you can see we're 9 from 9, 19 positive goal difference, 27 points on the board. It has been better than I could ever have hoped for. The games we haven't played well, the Reading game is the one sort of chief amongst them. We've still managed to get wins, and that is just really, really promising. Nothing else really to report, so let's have a look at the team we're sending out against Manchester City. Now, what I've basically done, we've played, if you've played this on the Championship, you know, even just watch the Championship. It's a lot of games, sort of midweek, weekends. So we've gone with sort of the best squad we have for players that aren't at a high risk of injury. Because we can put out our best team against Manchester City, and chances are we're still going to get beaten. So I'm trying to rest players where I can. So it's Moreira in goal, back Badu, Chester, and Bree make up the back four. Doyle, Hayes, and Horahan in midfield. El Ghazi and Marin are going to continue playing wide. They did well against Sheffield Wednesday. Grealish in behind Alexander Isaac. We'll just see how we go. Grealish is going to need a rest, but I can bring in Phil Foden. Phil Foden obviously can't play against his parent club. I can bring Phil Foden in for the game against Bristol City, and we can rest Grealish for that one. So, yeah, I mean, Terry says do it for the fans. It's a free hit, isn't it? So I think we've just got to say we're huge underdogs. Go out there and show everyone what you've got. We'll get a bit of passion going as well. And, yeah, I don't hold any great hope. Let's just put it that way. Alright, here we go, Villa fans. I think this is the first game we had on the channel from Villa Park, isn't it? So, in full voice, as you would expect. Yeah, and I don't think we're going to be singing for very long, if I'm honest. They just have a really, really good team, don't they? Would last a little bit longer than 30 seconds, though, please. Yeah, it's the strongest team we can put out. But though its central defence is a risk, I will admit that. But I just feel like pick your battles, and our battle this year is to get out of the Championship, isn't it? I mean, if we can go and beat Manchester City, then maybe we can go and win the Carabao Cup. I know Old Man Suda, if you have seen his Villa save, he made it all the way to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which was really impressive in his Championship season. But then he played Manchester United, and you just get beaten, don't you? You're just not good enough. Here's Marin. Let's see what he can do. Oh, who's that foul going against Marin? Now, is he going to get a red card for something here? What's he done? What's he done? It's a top pocket. It's a red card. What did he do there? An act of violent conduct. You moron. Well, that just made life a little bit more difficult for us, didn't it? So we can put Grealish out here. I'm going to have to play with these tactics, guys. We're going to have to come on the counter-attack now. I'll edit this out, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, here we go. So what we're doing, we're playing the same formation more or less. We're just playing on the counter-attack. There's a few tweaks into possession. We're playing more direct. We're looking to sort of slow the ball down, play for set pieces, all the stuff you'd expect when you're down to 10 men. So I don't necessarily give us much hope now. That's really annoying. But we'll just see how we go, and you never know. It's one of these now, isn't it, where you just got to try and keep it to 0 if we can, stay in the game, and then maybe we can nick something from a set piece. Maybe we can hit them on the counter-attack at some point. But of all the teams you do not want to be a man down against, I'd say Manchester City is probably very top of that list. Let's give it a show some passion here. I don't know what else we can do really. Just thump your chest and run around and hope for the best, really, isn't it? Oh, we're going to be in tough here. All right, let's see what we can do. We're half an hour in now. We've been 15 minutes down to 10, and we've done okay. We have done okay. Looks like it's going to be another Manchester City highlight. Can we win that, please? It's gone into Jesus' feet. He shoots. It's over. That's okay. I mean, I don't really know what to do. There's nothing I really can do at this point, is it? It's just hope. All our attacks coming through the middle, which is a bit worrying because we probably need to... Are we exploiting the flanks? I probably need to exploit the flanks. That's where, I mean, Grealish and El Ghazi are the guys that are most likely to make something happen for us. I mean, even they're the most likely to win a free kick, aren't they? That looked a decent ball. Grealish just on his heels, though, it looked like. Weren't on quite the same wavelength there. Can we close this down? I don't want to push too high up here, because if we have too many guys up the field, then, of course, we have nobody back. And it looks like Badeau's been caught out a little bit there, and there's the opening goal. I think that was Badeau. Yeah. Young defender's mistake, isn't it? Just caught a little bit too high up the field. Ball's gone over his head. And that's the opening goal. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he was doing. It's no good playing offside once the ball's in the air. That doesn't really work. But there we go. It was a risk playing him, and that risk clearly has not paid off. This isn't our season, though, is it? Like I said, this isn't our season. It's just a little bit. We're not playing particularly well. I don't think we've done too bad restricting them to the chances, to be honest. I'm going to say I expect to see a better... No, come on, lads. Let's go with passionate. Come on, lads. With the man here down here, we can still get a result. I'll do some individual talks, and then we'll come back for the second half and just hope this stays respectable. Maybe we can nick something. You never know. Alright, just made the one small tactical tweak. We're going to try playing Isaac as a target man. Just hope he can hold the ball up. If it does get into him. I don't know what else we can do. That looks like a decent cross. No. Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest, that the match ratings aren't a little bit better. I'd like to think, you know, if we're going to go down, we can at least sort of play relatively well. We'll give it a demand more. There's no point sulking. I'm sulking a little bit, I know, but there's no point sulking too much. It's not going to change anything for us, is it? We'll try and stay in this as long as we can, and then maybe last 10 minutes we'll go attacking and we'll really try and have a go at them. El Ghazi's looking really tired. Unfortunately, here's a chance. I don't really have another winger to come on, because I was thinking Grealish in the middle, we could move him out wide if we need to. There's a cross coming in the back post. Oh, it's headed away. That was half a chance, wasn't it? Are we going to get hit on the counter-attack now? It's the hope that kills you, and we've just been lured in with what looked like it could be a shot on goal, and now this. And now for something completely different. For any Monty Python fans out there, it's Sterling. Oh, I'm not quite sure what sort of goalkeeping that was. It's a different goalkeeping manual to the one I've read, but got the job done. Again, let's give it a demand more here. We're coming into the last 10. Let's go for it now. I'm wondering if we... Who do we have on the bench? Scott Hogan, Callum O'Hare. I'm wondering if we put... Oh, what can we do here? Ideally, we want a little bit more pace, don't we? I'm wondering if we take El Ghazi off for... Can Callum O'Hare play out there? Let's try that. Let's just throw Callum in and just see how he goes. He's not really a winger, but just see how he goes. Fresh legs in midfield might be helpful. I'm wondering, actually, they should be the other way around. I sort of messed that up a little bit, didn't I? Let's maybe take Doyle Hayes off for Bjornsson. A little bit more experience, see if he can do anything. And this is it. This is us going for it now, so we'll see what happens. It could go horribly... I mean, how bad can it go wrong at this point? It's only one goal, and that's the annoying thing, isn't it? It's that one little mistake that Badeau made, and it looks as though it's going to be the difference between extra time and and not. So we'll raise this tempo here. We will get more creative. We don't want to do anything different in transition, I don't think, do we? We'll distribute quickly from the goalkeeper, try and get this game moving. And I think we'll have to try and press them now. We'll go higher up the field. We'll try and press them. We'll get stuck in. We'll prevent short goalkeeper, try and make them hoof it up at us. And just see what we can do now. I don't think anything's going to happen, to be honest. But you only live once, don't you? Push forward. Oh, come on, not from a set piece. Of all the ways to get undone. It's gone straight through. Can we get onto that? Mad? No, is that it? That is it. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. But I think given the circumstances, I mean, you go out, you go out. But given the circumstances, that was a decent enough effort, wasn't it? That was a decent enough effort. I'm relatively happy with that. So there we go. From the 13th minute down to 10 men, and out we go. We're gonna have a word to Marin here. I think if it was an act of violent conduct, I'm not gonna have that. 2 weeks' wages on your bike, son. He accepts it. So there we go. That's the first time I find somebody in FM19. There you go, look at that. I don't know if you can see that if that comes up, but this Steam notification. Anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll be back for Bristol City and hopefully some goals. Okay, welcome back. Bristol City away. Now, we see in the league, they're up there. They're in the playoffs right now, so it's not the easiest game, but we are favourites, and we should be because we've played really well. And even that last game, now I think about it, our defence showed up pretty well. To only concede 1 goal when you're under 10 men against Manchester City isn't bad. This is the team we're sending out. It's Moreira in goal. It's Taylor, Chester, Richards, and Hutton across the back. El Mohammadi has an injury, so that's why he's not featuring. Yadanak and Horahan in midfield. El Ghazi and Balassi, they provide the width for Foden and Abraham. And John McGinn, he's back fit, he's training again, so we might bring him off the bench, try and get a little bit of match fitness into those legs of his. So 4-4-2 for Bristol City. Let's see what we can do here. I'd like to get back on track as quick as possible here. I always feel like a loss isn't a big deal. It happens. But I do want... I might just do this calmly, actually. I do want to try and just bounce back straight away and not let this become what is one loss can quickly become sort of a blip and then a slump and so on and so forth. But we do have a decent lead in the championship right now. And like I said, it's early days. I mean, we've barely even started the season yet, have we really? So it's just being consistent. If we do lose this, to make sure we don't lose the next one and so on. Here's a catch for Tammy Abraham. Can he play in Balassi? Oh! I tell you what, he is such a mixed bag in front of goals. He has missed some open nets, and he's scored. We saw last episode the goal he scored against whoever that was. It's a corner, and it's in. Is he offside? He is offside. I think this is disallowed. Yeah, I wasn't a disallowed our own goal. A little bit lucky there. A little bit lucky. You might have to work on set pieces. Who was it? Not full on the other game we showed last episode. Anyway, he's definitely offside. He scored won the goal, didn't he? From the edge of the area. So you just never know what you're going to get from it. He could shoot from anywhere, and anything could happen. Let's give it a bit of a demand more here. See if we can push on a little bit. Phil Foden's had a couple of games off now, so he should be fresh, ready to go again. I really think having him in the squad, it's really important because it means that we don't have to overplay him or Grealish. We have a couple of really good creative players in there. And then we have Callum O'Hare as well, should we need him. See what El Ghazi can do here. Hopefully he won't lose it. No, he's done well there. Chest up. This is nice. Out to Micah Richards. Richards out there to Horahan. What's he got for us? He dallied on the board and then he did get punished for it. They've gone over the top early. Chester's slow to turn. We're getting back. It's a good save from the keeper. That ball over the top is the one that looks like it's... That's what got us against City too, isn't it? But sometimes, I mean, are we playing I think we're playing a high line. We better be if we're getting done over the top like that. The thing with that is that if you do get done, it looks really bad, doesn't it? Like something that's so obvious to fix. But that's the first time that we've seen it, count against us like that. So it can be a little bit misleading in that they created they got one chance, so they've just hoofed it over the top of us. Let's see if we can do something here. We haven't been great this half, have we? Can we get something from a set piece? It's there! It's a goal from Chester! I'd say Captain Marvel, but he's not Captain anymore. We had his Vice Captain Marvel, James Chester. And that is just a little tonic we needed before half-time, wasn't it? Because we were not looking fantastic. And that game against Sheffield Wednesday showed me particularly Sometimes if we get that opening goal, we can really unleash, but we do struggle at times to get that opening goal. So that's good. That gives us the lead. Bolassi's not having his strongest game. I mean, we've dominated this game, haven't we? 61% of the ball, 7 shots on target. We should be winning by more, but one's enough, isn't it? That's 1 goal gets you 3 points. Let's say we're doing well. There's room for improvement. I'll just do a few individual talks here, guys, and we'll come back for the second half and hopefully a few more goals. Alright, here we go. No tactical changes as of yet. Tammy Abraham's yellow card does worry me a little bit. You can usually trust strikers, can't you? But we saw, with Marin last episode, sometimes people do stupid things. Let's give it a demand more here. See if we can push up a bit. Bolassi's not having his best game. Ideally, I don't want to play Grealish here. I do want to rest him. If we have it, he's sort of there if we need him. He's a bit of a sort of a safety net. See what Jednak can do. There's a man on the edge of the box there if he can find him. Taylor, one more, mate. One more. There it is for Conor Hourihane. Can he shoot Conor Hourihane? That is an absolute belter from Conor Hourihane. Look for that in goals of the season at the end of the season, because that is right up there as a major contender, isn't it? That was a wonder strike. That was, 25 yards? Let's have a look at this replay. They left him in so much space. Look at this. Look at this. Jednak did well not to lose that. He had 3 men on him. And look at that. I mean, that's basically a Jednak assist, isn't it? If, my unbiased opinion. Wonderful play from Jednak. But that strike from Conor Hourihane, that was a little bit special. That's great stuff. Right, let's see if we can kick on from this now. I do want to give John McGinn some time here, so we might wait 60, 65 minutes, and then we might bring him on for Conor Hourihane. They sort of play a similar role. I do want to keep Jednak in there just to kind of keep a bit of steel in midfield. Can we get that away, please, boys? It's a header. Oh, is that Weimann? I do love Andy Weimann. I think the best day, or maybe not the best day of my life. My wedding's got to be up there somewhere. But one of the best days of my life. I went to I had waited for years and years to go to Villa Park. First season in England, I got a season ticket, and they lost their first couple of games. It was a year that Paul Lambert, where we had at the time was our worst season ever. Oh, there's Andy Weimann. I can't be angry at you, mate. And the goal he scored against Manchester City, that was like the first win I saw in person, and it was just like the best day of my life, that one. So obviously Andy Weimann plays a big role in that, doesn't he? So I can't be angry at him. What I can be angry at is a little bit of slack defending in the middle there, because we seem to be missing a centre-back. I'm not sure who it is. James Chester. Still celebrating his goal, maybe. Alright, El Ghazi's not playing as good as he could do. It's time for John McGinn. Regardless of what's going on in the game, I want to get him on this field. Now, he can play defensively, which, I mean, that almost makes more sense to take Hourihane off, doesn't it? Box to box is fine for McGinn, so that works. El Ghazi's not playing the best. I really don't want to bring Jack Grealish on. I really don't. Let's think about that. We could play Scott Hogan out there, maybe. See, Bolassi's not playing well either. Neither of our wide players are particularly playing well. Let's give it a demand more here, I think. We're not doing as well as we could. Yadanak's looking tired in midfield there. Let's bring Bjornsson on for him. Again, just fresh legs in there. I think Bjornsson can do ball winning, can't he? Yeah, he's fine at that role. That's all good. He's Icelandic. He's tough. He can do anything. Yeah, Bolassi's worrying me a little bit here. I'm thinking Scott Hogan. Or let's wait for this highlight. I'm thinking Scott Hogan for Bolassi. He's having one of his off days. Or is he going to do a little bit of magic here? Go on, Bolassi. What can he do? It's in there. Abraham! Oh, it's off the bar. Oh, how did he miss? How did he miss? El Ghazi, we can still have the ball. We can recycle this and go again. No. How did Abraham miss that chance? All right, so Scott Hogan for Bolassi. That's our final change. Let's just give it maybe a tighten up. I should probably not have wing backs anymore. We should probably put them to full backs. And given that it's stoppage, can I... There we go. I might just go to cautious. Just look to hit them on the counter attack a little bit more. Stay on our feet. Every time I do this, we always end up conceding a goal. When possession's been lost, regroup. When it's been one counter-attack. I always end up conceding a goal, and then I have to go back and undo all of this, and it's just infuriating when that happens. But hopefully, it won't happen this time. Confirm those changes. Alright, and let's go. They didn't like the tighten up shout. I haven't really found a good shout yet that tends to work for just like concentrate and defend. Concentrate is the obvious one, but that hasn't worked for me. I thought maybe tighten up might do. Richards, this is coming into the end here. So 2-1. That's not terrible, is it? Away from home, we'll take that. A wonder goal from Conor Hourihane. If you have enjoyed this episode too, guys, please do hit like and subscribe if you're new. Make sure you ring the bell. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. It's a little bit surreal to have. I'm over 500 now, which is just ridiculous. But thank you for everybody. It's great to have everybody on board. There we go. That's a good win. Keep this unbeaten. That's 10 games in the league now unbeaten. Somewhat salvages the episode. That Conor Hourihane strike salvages the episode, to be honest. We're going to say don't get complacent going forward like that, and let's go. So there we go. Vintage display ensures victory. McGinn finally makes his belated debut. That Conor Hourihane strike. I could watch that over and over again, and I probably will do because I get to edit this, and I'll just rewind it a few times. Yeah, he did well. I'm not quite sure what the thing to say is there. But guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed that, as I said, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. We'll come back next episode. That'll be, what's today? Thursday. So we'll be back on Saturday for Norwich and QPR. And we've got the derby coming up soon too, don't we? So make sure you join me for that. But until then, I've been Aussie Villa. Thank you so much for watching. And here are some of our best goals from September. Take care.